All right, gang, to the live trading room. Happy Tuesday to you. We've got an interesting week here. This is typically a very dull and down week in the market for two reasons. One, it is Thanksgiving week here in the US, so it's usually a slower type of trading week where there isn't really too much interest in the market due to the US holiday at the end of the week. Although we do have some interesting news coming out. We have a Kiwi rate hike later on tonight in the Asia session. Always got to be careful about that whenever you have news setting up in the Asia session. We also have some news coming out later in the week. Something, I think, Bank of England related tomorrow. I haven't done much research into it, but I believe it's tomorrow or Thursday. It's also World Cup season. If there's anything I've learned in the past throughout trading, it's that one, the world shuts down. The financial markets tend to shut down during the World Cup. Two, if there's any type of massive upset, the markets actually sometimes relate to that. I think I remember last year, England, or not last year, last Cup, I think either England lost to someone or beat someone, and we started seeing price charts move. So it was very interesting. Speaking of upsets, Argentina lost this morning. Saudi Arabia beat them 2-1. Crazy. Argentina hasn't lost in like 36 matches. But all that to say that it's going to be kind of not a normal live room week. We're going to pop in and pop out, as George mentioned earlier. If you scroll through the soccer comments, there really isn't too much out there to look at. So we'll kind of do kind of a viewer's choice. So for you guys that are watching on TradingView, for you guys that are watching on YouTube, especially because we typically only do one pair for you guys before we shut you down and do the rest here in the live room. If there's a specific currency pair that you wanted me to take a look at, you wanted me to break down, you wanted me to analyze, or perhaps you had any questions about something you were seeing or thought you were seeing, or maybe something you're in, let me know and we can review that. Live rumors as well. If there's any, Cody says, how about the Vikings getting beat by the Cow? Cody, I've given up on understanding the NFL. I've given up completely on understanding the NFL. How? 43. How? I don't get it. I don't get it. And football, right? That's football. All right. Morning, coach. I am less than an hour away from finishing my first round of back testing. Congratulations. Almost 2 months and 1,500 trades. Here I am. Also, my 1 year anniversary since I found Tier 1. Speaking of back testing, this is one of my favorite times of the year because this is the time that I invest. Really, it's the only time throughout the year that I have the opportunity to invest in myself, right? I call this my continued education period. Essentially what happens is, again, the markets, we're going to have some movement early December because of some fundamental events, but typically after Thanksgiving is when the markets tend to slow down, is when everyone starts to kind of just cruise on, not do anything dumb and get to the end of the year, make their P&Ls look good and retool for 2023. So historically for me, Thanksgiving is kind of almost the end of a trading year. Again, we have a couple weeks in December, but it's time for continued education where, we don't have to spend as much time looking at the charts. We can invest a lot of time in strategy development. We can invest a lot of time in back testing, a lot of time in trade year reviews, trade year audits, meaning going through our trading results, tidying everything up, seeing what needs to be fixed, seeing what needs to be worked on, and really doing everything in our power to plan for the year to come. So it's, me personally, I don't get a lot of that, mainly because I spend most of my time teaching others that I neglect my own trading. So I really love kind of the period where we can kind of go dark and just focus on the things that really matter or matter the most in trading, and that's keeping your business afloat. So I'm with you. I'm going to be doing some back testing as well. I don't know. I haven't gone through my plan of what I'm going to do in my 3-4 week continued education phase. Not sure if I'm going to revisit some other strategies or test something else out, but I'm super excited about it. And the cool thing is we got the World Cup going on. So I have lots of stuff in the background that I can watch while I'm doing it. That won't get me too distracted. So I am excited as well. But congratulations. Congratulations. Back testing is where you put in the work. That is where you gain the confidence. And it is a crucial part of your trading, not just from a business aspect and having the numbers and having the figures and the data to hopefully show what you're doing actually works. But from a psychological aspect as well, it is so important because it's the only way until you actually start trading live that you're going to be able to build trust in your system. All right. So no comments came through, which means you guys got nothing on your radar. We're just going to revisit pound yen here. We got a few things happening here. I'm going to show you a big cipher and a small cipher. I'm just going to pop to my Ninja Trader chart here because this is going to make life a little bit quicker. So we'll get you in and out with a pattern opportunity here. But let's go on the pound yen 4-hour chart. You can see that we have a potential advanced pattern forming here. Click my little toolbar on Enigma, activate. Right? Does anyone else scream that? Enigma activate when you click on your thing. Right? If you look up here, we have our X to A. This is going to be our starting point. Nice example of a clear swing high to swing low, directional move. Our first retracement is going to be our A to B. Our next extension down is going to be our B to C. And our move up to this area would be our D completion right above the 170 even handle. For you guys that are on the platform, we had a really good discussion on ciphers yesterday. Some of the things like close enough, some of the things like do legs have to form a certain way. So if you're a cipher trader or a pattern trader in general, you want some information on kind of like different things to consider when trading patterns, make sure you watch the recording from yesterday's Q&A. So we have that going on here on 4-hour time frame. And if we jump down to a lower time frame, let's go to an hourly, right? Because that is a big one. It's far, far away. We have another potential cipher forming as well, right? If we look at this last move up, right? Price action consolidated here. We have our swing low to swing high, our X to A. Our retracement right here is going to be our A to B. This extension up here is going to be our B to C. And if price action were to travel down back into our previous level of consolidation, look left, structure leaves clues, that would give us a D completion for our cipher. So 2 advanced pattern formations you can look at here. Any questions about the pound yen? Again, there's not a lot on the radar. Want to do kind of a viewer's choice, but you guys don't look like you have anything that you want to talk about as well. So for you guys watching on YouTube or TradingView, any questions on this before I let you guys go for today? Sometimes these sessions for the live stream are 45 minutes. Sometimes they're 8 minutes. And of course, if you have any questions or comments that you have, maybe you're late, you can leave them in the comment section below. We'll probably do the same thing tomorrow. I'll just be a kind of, hey, what do you have a question about on the chart? Because again, I don't expect too much movement here in the markets. So at least you have some advance warning for that. All right. Thank you for joining, YouTubers and trading viewers. By the way, if you didn't see it already, we did a workshop last week. The recordings are going to be up until the end of November. So if you got slow markets and you're looking for something to do, make sure you watch the recording from the Truth About Trading workshop. They will be up until the end of November, which means they will be taken down at the end of November. I don't want emails saying, Akil, can you send them to me? I'm giving you as much warning as I possibly can. It's about 12 hours of content. So please don't wait until the last minute unless you plan on going through 12 hours at once, which is not a great idea. Will do, Stewie. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.